So I thought it would be fun to make a Native American inspired Space Marine. I might just be a obnoxious white person, but I've always been inspired and interested in Native American culture and society, even from a young age, so I thought it'd be cool to make a Space Marine inspired by it. The base figure is Corsaro Khan. I just carved off all the White Scar symbols decently enough. Probably could have just kept a lightning bolt on his Aquila and knee pad, but whatever. His head is from the Raven Guard upgrade sprue, the one with the bionic eye. The feathers I attached was from the Sergeant Terminator-like pad. Then his braids are from this head from the Space Wolves Grey Hunter Bloodclaw kit. Originally I was going to use the tassels on his Crocs Terminatus cross thing he has, but they were too small. I gave him a generic Primaris power pack. I really like the handle of his power sword had a horse head to it because of my inspiration, but we'll get into that later. Felt like being fancy, so I brought out the airbrush and primed him with Grey Cedar. Then I felt extra fancy, so I airbrushed on Lava Orange by Army Painter. As a bit of a reference to Orange Shirt Day, as well as there's basically 0 Orange Space Marines. Paint his cape, the holster, his rope on his chest, and his glove with khaki by Vallejo. Paint his fur with appropriately fur brown by Army Painter, and his skin with tanned flesh. I painted his shoulder trim and later his hand with matte black, and of course the inevitable in between armor bits and areas are going to be silver. And to stand out, I painted his hair with dark sea blue. Paint the little bit of silver areas he has with plate mail metal by Army Painter, as well as I added some bright brass by Vallejo. I decided to actually keep his Aquila black because I like that idea. Paint the purity seals with pale sand by Vallejo. Highlight his skin with beige red, as well as I painted the severed head with basic skin tone. I went with a couple different hairstyles with this guy, but eventually I settled on Tuscarora fur. The fur was kind of blending in too much, so I painted over it with chocolate brown by Vallejo. I painted the tassels with dark gray. Base coated some areas with white, using Spaceship Exterior by Army Painter. And then for his pet eagle, I painted it to be like a bald eagle, so I painted most of its feathers with Thundia Brown by Citadel, and then its head with Spaceship Exterior. I shaded the orange armor with Gryph-hound orange contrast paint, then added some black, Prussian blue, demonic yellow, and Mephiston red. On his knee pad, these are the Indigenous pride colors, also the medicine wheel colors. For his belt, it's the Comanche flag. For his bionic eye, and if he had a helmet, the eyes would be a mix of turquoise by Vallejo and a little bit of white. You could just also use light turquoise if you have it. Give him a generic grass base with Kelly Green by Apple Barrel. Only use a tiny bit of the meme blood. And of course the inevitable shades you put on everything with flesh wash on the skin and strong tone on all the brown areas and dark tone on the silver and dark areas. As well as I painted the base with military shade. Oh yeah, the chapter badge is just a yellow sun. I named him Deadeye Cash because he has a bionic eye as well as his pet eagle does, because one of my friends is Indigenous and also has one eye, and Cash is the home of the Comanche. So yeah, this guy's like the chapter master to the Star Hunters. A third founding chapter that's either a Raven Guard successor, because the Raven Guard are a little bit native, but also kind of fits for White Scar because Star Hunter is also their original name. And if I did make a full force of them, they would just be like a White Scar army, which does fit very well for the Lords of the Southern Plains. And yes, I do take a lot of inspiration from the Comanche, but they can also be just kind of generically Great Plains Indigenous. These are just little plastic army men from space. Accuracy is really nice, but it doesn't have to be 100%. And then the chapter's homeworld is like beautiful plains and rolling hills. It's full of a lot of different creatures, and a lot of them are really just demonic evil entities. So for a scout marine to prove himself, to become a full marine, he has to go on a hunt and prove himself. But what do you guys think? You like my ideas? Do you think this is horribly offensive? Let me know how I can improve in the comments below. And if you did like it, make sure to hit the like button of the video and hit the subscribe button for more. Hear me out.